Welcome to the video lectures on compiler design. Now coming to LALR parsing, one of the LR parsings. So this is very easy if you know CLR parsing actually. So the same procedure almost you have to apply here, but we'll see what is the difference. So you can see include an augmented production, which is augmented grammar, same to your CLR parsing, of course as SLR also. Here you construct LR of 1 items. In SLR you have to construct LR of 0. In CLR and LALR both you have to find LR of 1 and construct CLR parsing table. So you have to construct the same thing like CLR parsing table, how you have taken for each one, and in LR of 1 items also how you have taken the look aheads also. Everything you have to take, and this step is important here. Take the union of items in which the productions are same but differing with look aheads. So when there are the productions in one item all are same compared with another item, but they are differing with look aheads, so then you have to union it. So how to do that one we will see. So first we need to complete this process, CLR parsing table process. After completion of CLR parsing table process, then you have to check it out, this one. So I'll take an example grammar here. So again I'm not taking any definitions. So if you want any definitions, anything, you may refer the textbooks. So here I'm directly going to the procedure. So somewhat so how easily you can solve these problems, that is what required here. Here let us suppose I have taken this grammar S tends to C, C tends to B, C/D. Of course here non-terminals are S as well as uppercase C, and terminals are B and D, only two. So now like this we have the grammar, and how to do this one we'll see. Here how many productions are there? 1, this is 2, this is 3. So I have written them separately like this. So now what is our first step? Include an augmented production, that is augmented grammar you have to create. That means, so what is the start symbol here? S has to be written right hand side, and what you need to do left side you have to introduce a new non-terminal which is S dash. So this you need to connect. Now it will become an augmented grammar. So now you have created augmented grammar. Now anyway you have to keep dots here for the extreme leftmost position on the right hand side. Now what is the thing you need to you require here? Of course in SLR parsing you don't have any look aheads, but here you want look aheads. So here you have to construct LR of 1 items. No, so that is what we are going to the next step. So that is construct LR of 1 items. So how to go for that means, here we need to add look aheads for each production. So I'll tell you how to add look ahead for each production. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 productions are there. I'll keep comma here like this. This is comma, and now I need to add here a look ahead. What are the look aheads? Now how to find? Of course if you refer the text you may find some theory part, so you may understand that, and based on that I'll tell you some clear picture here. So now after keeping dot, now you have to take the left hand side symbol of each production. So anyway it will be non-terminal, no? So S dash. So left hand side of each production, and you have to check it out, is there that symbol on the right hand side, and if it is there I'll tell you what to do. Okay, so the first thing, S dash. Is there S dash here anywhere in the right hand side? Of course definitely you won't find that. So now what you need to do is, anyway if you don't find, you for initial production you just include the look ahead as $. So I'm including here $. Just include the $. For the initial production, that is for augmented production. So always you keep $. Now coming to this one, what is there on the left hand side? S. Check out, is there any .s production on the right hand side? Is there any? Yes. Here .s is there. Remember here it is .s. Now check it out, what is the symbol after .s? What is the symbol after .s? Is there any symbol? No. So that's why no symbol is there, no. So .s, is there any symbol? No, no symbol is there. So that's why what is the look ahead here? You have the same look ahead here I am writing. So dollar I am writing. For this, wherever you find non-terminal s, once again you have to check it out. What is the non-terminal on the left hand side? Of that non-terminal you have to check on the right side, and now you check it out what is there after dot of that non-terminal. Only dot of that you need to check it out. Okay. Now the next thing you can see here, you can get the clarity. C is there. You check it out. Is there any dot C production? Is there any? Yes, here. You check it out. What is there after dot C? Do you have any symbol? Yes, you have symbol. What is that symbol? C is there. Now, whenever you find a symbol, you find the first of that symbol. Whenever you find a symbol, you find the first of that symbol. If it is a terminal or non-terminal, whatever it may. So, if it is here, you can see. So, first of this. Why? Because C you find in the left hand side. What you need to write here, look ahead, means you have to check that on the right hand side. Okay. I'm checking here, it is there dot C. What is there after dot C? Some symbol is there. What is that symbol? C. Of course, the same symbol. So I have to find what is first of C. In general, what is first of C? You can see what is first of C if you clear. If you observe B and D, no. So I'm writing what is first of C. What is first of C here? B and D. You can check it out how to get the first means. If you still want the clarity, you can watch my previous video lectures. I explained about first and follow. Now you can observe. So for C, what you need to write? You have to check it out. Is there any dot C production? Yes. What is the symbol after dot C? Is C is there? What is first of C? B and D. That you need to write here. B/D. Again here also non-terminal, no? C. So that's why again dot C. Is there? Yes. So again the same thing. Let us suppose you here after dot C, if you have S here, what you need to do? So for this one, what you need to do for this one and this one, after dot C you have a symbol S, means what you need to do? You have to find first of S. What is first of S? You need to find. So that you need to write. Some other symbol is there. Some other, let us suppose here after dot, let us suppose I am writing S tends to dot C and some terminal is there plus. So what you need to write after dot C? Plus is there. What is first of plus? Plus only. So here for C tends to, you need to write only plus. Here also plus. Why? Because both are both have left hand side as non-terminals. So like this we need to consider. So this is how we need to add the lookaheads. Now after completion of lookahead, what you need to do? You have to make this as a group and call it as I0. Next one. After completion of I0, what you need to do? Similar to like SLR, you have to scan each symbol. How to scan? You have to check it out here. The first symbol to be scanned. What is that? Dot S. So I'll scan S. So if I scan that, S dash tends to S dot. Then anyway that look ahead as it is, you need to write. What is there after that? Nothing. So that's why no need to further describe. Is there any dot S production? No. So that's it. So this is, I call it as I1. Now the next one, what is that? You need to scan C. So now if I scan, it will become S tends to dot C will become C dot C comma dollar. Now what is there after dot? C, which is a non-terminal. So you have to write C productions are also dot BC and C tends to dot D. And don't copy these lookaheads. Remember, only copy the productions. That means S tends to C dot C. What is there after dot? Again non-terminal. You write, don't write the lookaheads. Lookaheads to be generated here. Okay. So don't write this B/D here. So now we need to generate. What will be the lookahead for this one? C. You have to check it out for this. I told you, no. Is there any dot C production in this only? Don't check here. Is there any dot C? Yes, here. What is there after dot C? Nothing. So that's why whatever the symbol here you have, that is itself is the lookahead, no? So that I have to write here. Here also for C. So that means here you can see here C after dot C you have symbol. That's why you find first of C. But here after dot C what you have? Nothing. No symbol. So that's why whatever the lookahead is, that same I have to write for this also. So this part remember carefully. So this is I2. Now the next symbol, what is the next symbol to be taken? Dot B. I'll take dot B. C tends to, so dot B if I scan, it will become B dot C. So after dot, and of course I'll write the look aheads here first, and after dot you have C, no? So non-terminal, I have to write what are those non-terminal productions, only the productions, not the look aheads. So now we need to generate the look aheads. So check it out, what is there? C. So where is there any dot C production? Yes. What is there after dot C? No symbol. So that's why whatever look ahead is there, same I need to copy here. So here you will get the same. So like this. So you have to understand in these two why I got dollar, here why I got B by D. So this is most important. So like this you need to do. And the final one here, D is to be scanned, and what is D? If I scan, C tends to D dot, and of course the as it is. Now the next part. So I naught is over, no? Now I'll go to I1. Is there any symbol to be scanned? No. I2. So I can scan dot C here. So I'll scan dot C here. So what it will become? S tends to C dot C will become CC dot. Command the symbol is as it is. What is there after dot? No symbol. That's why this is only the production that we'll get. So this is I4. Now the next part here you can see what you need to scan B. Now you can see, so here after if I scan B, C tends to B dot C you will get, and of course the dollar. Now what is there after dot? C is there, so I'll write C productions dot BC, and here's dot D. Now you can see what is the look ahead for these two. You have to generate. So I'll generate what is there. C is there, so what is there after dot C? No symbol, so that's why I have to write dollar. Now you can see C tends to B dot C, here also C tends to B dot C, C tends to dot BC, here also C tends to dot D, here also, but you can see the look aheads, here dollar, here B by D, so both are not same. So I cannot replace these by I3. You cannot write. Why? Because look aheads are not same. So that's why this is a new item. So that is, I'll write it as I5. So like this you need to check it out. So next symbol is D. So C tends to D dot. So what is the symbol? Look ahead, dollar. So now you can see C tends to D dot. Here also C tends to D dot, but the look ahead is B by D. Here the look ahead is dollar. So that's why this is separate production I6. Now you can see the next part. This one is over. So now this one. So what you need to scan? C. So it will become C tends to BC dot, where the look ahead is B by D. What is there after dot? No symbol. So that's why I'll keep as it is, and this will become. So we can see this is actually already here I4 is there, no? So this is I5. So this is I6. And now this is I7. So this one is I8. So we have repeated I4. So that's why I just made the correction. So I5, I6, here I7, here I8. So the next part you can see what you need to read, dot B. Now you can see C tends to what it will become? B dot C. The look ahead is B by D. Now dot after dot C is there. So C, what? C tends to C productions I need to write dot BC. C tends to dot D. What will be the look aheads? You have to check it out. So C is there. What is there? Is there any dot C production? Yes, here. What is there after dot C? No symbol. That's why whatever the look ahead I have to copy. Now you can see the everything part. Is this same as I3 now? Yes, you can see the productions are same. B dot C. C tends to B dot C. C tends to B dot C. Look ahead is B by D. C tends to dot BC. Here also B by D. Look at same. C tends to dot D. So can I write this one as I3? Yes, I can write. So this is I3. Now here you can see the next scanning is D. C tends to dot D will become C tends to D dot with B by D. Can I write it as I4? Exactly equal, matching, including look aheads also. So like this you need to do. So now I3 is over. I4 there is no symbol to be scanned. I5 there is no symbol to be scanned. Now I6. So what is to be scanned? C. So it will become what? C tends to B C dot and dollar. Is there any symbol after dot? No. So that's why this is as it is, and you can see here also C tends to B C dot B by D, but this is look at is B by D, here dollar. Even the productions are same, so I cannot replace. So this is a new production which I call it as I9. The next part you can see. So here C tends to, I have to scan B. So what it will become? C tends to B dot C comma dollar. Now what is there after dot C? Dot C is a non-terminal, so I have to derive C. Now what will be the lookaheads for these two? So you have to check it out. What is there after dot C? No symbol, that's why dollar. Now you can see the entire thing. Is it same as I6? You can see C tends to B dot C, C tends to B dot C with dollar, C tends to dot B C with dollar, C tends to dot D with dollar. So I can replace this entire as I6. So this is I6. Now the next part is D to be scanned. C tends to D dot with the dollar should be the look ahead. Can I say it is I7? Same thing, no? So I'll write here as I7. Now this is over I6. I7 need to scan? No. Next I8, C tends to B C dot, over. Next I9, over. So yeah, now it is completed. Now you can see this much simple it is when you go for CLR parser. So the main highlights what you need to remember is, first you need to include the augmented production. After that, for initial production you have to include dollar. After that, for each left hand side of the non-terminal, you have to check it out whether that symbol is exist on the right hand side with dot. That means S means checking is there any dot S. If there is, you have to check it out what is the symbol after dot S. If there is no symbol, then whatever the previous you have, that only you have to write for this one. If is the symbol, you have to find the first of that symbol. So then you can get the answer. So here we have done it. C is there. Is there any dot C? Here you have dot C. After dot C, what is the symbol? C. So I am finding first of C. So like this, you have to find it. So this is how to construct the LR of 1 items, where LR of 1 items consists productions as well as look aheads, whereas LR of 0 items consists only productions. So like this, you have to construct items. So this is what constructing LR of 1 items are over. So next we will see the construction of CLR parsing table using this LR of 1 items. So how to construct the CLR parsing table here? So I have taken a table where I need to write here in the column wise. Here I need to, in each row, first I need to write here the items which are I constructed in CLR closures. Okay, so this is I0, I1, I2 like this. What is the last one? I9. So all those things I need to write here. So here items must be there. So I0. So I9 total till I9 I need to write. So total items, and here I need to write, anyway I explained in SLR parsing also. So here I need to write first terminals. So one terminal is B. If you see our grammar, so one terminal is B, another terminal is D. Anyway, we must include dollar. And what are the non-terminals I am writing here? And S and C. The terminal part I call it as action. The terminal part is called as action, and the non-terminal part is go to. So like this we need to write first. So how to fill this parsing table? So first of all, what you need to check it is, first you need to start from I0, go to your construction of LR of 1 items. So I0, check it out. I0, what are the symbols that you scanned from I0? So you scanned from I0 to S, going to I1, I0 to C, going to I2, like this you have. So I0 to S, I0 to C, I0 to B, I0 to D you have. So all those things I'll write. First I0 to S, I1. So here in this parsing table I need to write shifts, reduce as well as accept. So how to write, anyway I explained in SLR parsers. So here also I'm explaining, like for a non-terminal, for a particular item you have to write only the number. For terminal, here you need to first write the shift. So let us suppose I0, what you are getting, I0 to S, I1. So I0 to S, I1. Actually it is a non-terminal, no? So instead of writing I1 only, I'll write 1. So like this. If this 1 comes here in the terminals, what I need to write? Shift 1, S1. Like this you need to write. So I0 to next one is C. Again non-terminal, going to I2. I0 to C, it is going to I2. That is only 2 I need to write. The next one, I0 to B, which is the terminal now. So I0 to B, it is going to I3. So I0 to B, it is going to I3. Shall I write only 3? No. So it is a terminal, that's why I am writing S3, like this. So next I0 to D, going to I4. D is also terminal. So I0 to D, S4. Like this we need to write. So similar, if I go with the next one, I0 is over, no. I1. I1, is there any symbol scanned? No. I2. I2 to, what are the symbols you scanned? Anyway, here I have not written, this is C, no. So uppercase C. I0, I2 to C, it is going to I5. So I2 to C, it is going to I5. So it's a non-terminal, that's why I'm writing only 5. So next I2 to B, it is going to I6. I2 to B, I6. Here it is a terminal, that's why 6 can be written as S6. I2 to D, I2 to D, it is going to I7. I2 to D, it is going to I7, means S7. Next I2 is over. Next coming to I3. I3, what are the symbols are scanning? I2 to I3 to C is going to this part, which is I8. So I3 to C, which is I8. I3 to C, which is I8 only. This is a non-terminal, C is a non-terminal, that's why only you write the number. Next I3 to B, again I3. I3 to B, I3 only, that is S3. Next I3 to D, going to I4. I3 to D, going to I4. 4 means, which is a shift, S4. I3 is also over. Next I4, is there any symbol is scanning? No. I5? No. I6? Yes. I6 to C, I9. I6 to C, I9. I6 to B, I6. I6 to B, I6, that's why S6. So I6 to D, S7. I7 means S7. So that means just I am adding S to this numbers. So whenever it is a terminal, you have to add S. S means shift. So I6 to D is also over. I7, is there any? No. I8? No. And I9? No. So that's why this is over. This is only for shifting is over. So what about R? You have to write reductions also, no? So what are the reductions I need to write? So anyway, we have 3 productions. So that's why I'll get R1, R2, R3. So how many productions are there? There's that many reductions will get here. R1, R2, R3. So here only 3 you have. So how to write this one? And if you could just compare this one with SLR parsing table, what we have done there, where you have written R1, you checked where is R1, where you have this production is completed. That means, so at the end you need to find the dot, and after that you find where you need to write. Here means you went for follow. So what is the change here you need to do is, so first finding I0 or I1 or where I need to write this R1 is common, but here no need to go for finding the follow here, follow of a particular non-terminal. Why? Because here you are readily available with look aheads, so that's why not required. Anyway, I'll explain this one, you can see. Listen carefully. So R1 means first production you have to take. So where I need to write R1 in this table. So it's particular row I required, particular column I require. No? So first of all, I'll take this one S tends to CC. No? Check it out, S tends to CC, where it is ending. Ending means you have to find S tends to CC dot. Where it is, S tends to CC dot. Check it out. Is it in one place or more than one place? S tends to, here it is dot CC. Here it is C dot C. Here it is CC dot. So now you check it out. What is that item? I5. So there you can go I5. So now I need to write R1 in I5 row. But where I need to write? Here, 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 or where I need to write? Now we'll see. So S tends to CC dot, you have checked it, no? So in SLR you have checked it out, like S means if where I need to get means you have to find the follow of S. But here what you need to do is you directly go to that S tends to CC dot. What is the look ahead you are finding here? Dollar. So only take the dollar. So where is the dollar? Here. So I'm going to I5, I'm going to dollar. So here only you have to write R1. That's it. So here there is no need of finding the follow. Here directly you have to check it out. What is the look ahead for a particular production? That means where it is ending means S tends to CC dot. You need to check it out. And where is that dollar? And again, once again you can check it out. Is there any other somewhere you are finding S tends to CC dot? Nowhere. Now R1 is over. Where I need to write R2? Go to the second production. C tends to BC. So C tends to BC. Where it is ending? That means you have to find where it is C tends to BC dot. So where is C tends to BC dot? Here it is dot BC. Here also dot BC. This is B dot C. This is dot BC like this, and you can see here C tends to BC dot. You are finding it in I8. Not only here, you can see I9 also. C tends to BC dot. So that means you have to go to I8 as well as I9. In both you need to write R2. But where you need to write? In I8 where you need to write? In I9 where you need to write? Very simple this one. What you need to do is go for I8. In I8, what is the look ahead you can say? B and D. So directly go for B and D in I8. In I8, I'll go to B and D here and I'll write R2. That's it. Now I9, go to I9. In I9, C tends to BC dot is there. What is the look ahead? Dollar. So in I9, go to dollar and write R2. So this much simple it is. Now R2 is also over. Now coming to R3. R3 where I need to write, you have to check it out. Third production, C tends to D. So where is C tends to D dot? You have to check it out. So where is C tends to D dot? Here it is dot D, no? Here it is C tends to D dot. I4. Not only I4, you can check it out. Yeah, here I7. C tends to D dot. You check it out. So I mean that means I4 and I7 you have C tends to D dot. So I'll go to I4, I'll go to I7. So I'll go to I4 and I7, and in I4 what is the look ahead? B and D. So in I4 I need to go for B and D, and I need to write R3 here. And what about the next one? I7. I'll go to I7, and what is the look ahead? Dollar. I7 I'll go to dollar and I'll write R3. So that's it. And one more thing, so shifts are over, reductions are over. What about accept? So I told you A1 to dollar, you need to write accept. So anyway, that is where you can find S dash tends to S dot in I1. So there I1 to dollar, which you have to write it as accept. Now the parsing table, you can see all the actions like shift you got it, reduce you got it, accept you got it. What about the error? Whatever the empty cells, those are all are errors. So like this you can construct the CLR parsing table. Now this is a CLR parsing table which we constructed for a grammar. We have taken an example. So this is a, for this example we have taken now. So after completion of this one, what you need to do for LALR? So now we are going to this one. Take the union of items in which productions are same but differing with look aheads. So which items? I got totally 10 items, that is starting from I0, I1, I2, I3 like this, up to I9. So I'll check it out the productions where the productions are same, all the productions are same but they are with different look aheads. I'll check it out and I'll see now. Now in this you can observe clearly. So I4, first I'll take I4, C tends to D dot but look ahead is B by D. Same you can see in I7. So this is also C tends to D dot but with different look ahead. Both the production is only one and this is same. C tends to, even including that D dot also must be same. Here it is C tends to D dot. Here also C tends to D dot. It is not C tends to dot D. So both must be same exactly. So here both are same but differing with look aheads. Now I have to union it. So I4 is equals to I7. So I'll write it as I47 combined. That means wherever I found S4, wherever I find S7, I'll write it as S47. So like this we need to write. Next thing, so I3 you check it out and I6 you check it out. I3, C tends to B dot C, C tends to B dot C, C tends to dot BC, C tends to dot BC, C tends to dot D, C tends to dot D. So three productions which are same but here B by D is the look ahead. A dollar. So I'll make it I3 is equals to I6, which is, I'll make it union as I36. Similar to that, is there any more? Yeah, you can see. Yeah, I8, C tends to BC dot, I9, C tends to BC dot. So I8, I9 and I8. So both are same but with different look aheads. So I8 is equals to I9. So I'll make it union as I89. So like this we need to make it. So is there any other to be make it union? No. So now you can see what we have written, I4 and I7. So I will cancel this one and I'll make it as I47. So I36, I'll cancel this one, I'll make it as I36. And I'll cancel this 9 and I'll make it as I89. And similar to that, I9 whatever is there, R2 has to be written here. And of course I47, I4 and I7, R3 is there, this must be here. And one more thing, I36. So S3, S4 is here, and in here also S6, S7 is there. And one more thing you remember, 3 and 6 are both are same. Is that right? So that's why even, so if I say I36, that means S3 will become and S6 both will become S36. This is also union, no? So this will become S36 and this is will become S47. So I4, I7 are also same, no? So like this we need to make it rearrangement. And of course one more is I8, I9 is over, I47 is also over, and I36, S36, S47, yes, this is also over. And here also you can see here 9 is there, here 8 is there, again both are same, no? 8, 9. So I'll write 8, 9. So like this. So I have to cross I6. Why? Because I36 I have written. And I have to cross I7. So I89 I have written, why? That's why I9 to be crossed. So that means instead of writing 2 rows, so which is giving in 1. Now you can see I have to rearrange S3 means which is S3, S36, S4 will become S47, and here also S6 instead of S6 I have to write S36, S7 I have to write S47. So like this, wherever you find 3, I have to write 3 6. Wherever you find 6 also, I need to write 3 6. Here also R3 means, so like this, wherever you find the shifts, you have to make it like this. Now this is where you can see this is the table reduced one, which you call it as LALR parsing table. So this is the only change you have to do when you go for LALR parsing table. So here we have completed in the bottom up SRP, LR parsers also we have completed, and finally operator precedence. We'll see this operator precedence in the next video lecture. Thank you.